Hey, welcome back, my dark beings. Just you know, I added this. This is a video that I wasn't that lost its audio and didn't have its recording on for some reason. So I decided, you know what, I'm gonna bring this back and actually try to splice, uh, basically try to record the video that I wasn't able to record the audio from. So now this, after when I'm done, you're gonna be hearing the entire audio. I had to splice it in, so if you hear any differences of noise, if you hear me talking in weird places, it's probably because that I tried my best to the put the audio in there. Also, by the end of this, there was some time cards on there for the YouTuber who was reading this creepypasta that was actually pretty scary for me. But I don't know if it's the same one. So if it's entirely different, then it's probably why, and it makes no difference. And if it's not that scary, yeah. So yeah, here it is. Like I said, I tried my best, but I didn't want this recording to be buried. I wanted this to come out. So like I said, if it doesn't sound right, I am terribly sorry. But for right now, enjoy the show, the video. See ya. Welcome back, my dark means, to the Dark Void, ruled by me, not 51, with a K, people, with a K, and of course, we're back to the Creepypasta marathon of, the final week of Halloween, and also just to let you know, I may be doing a longer version tomorrow, because I may not be able to do one for Saturday and Friday, of course, probably, so I decided, you know what, I might do one just to prepare, just to make one. I will be making a Thursday one, but then I will be making another one specifically for Saturday. You will see what it is, and it's probably a little longer. But for tomorrow, it's just gonna be the regular creepypasta thing, and it's gonna be on Saturday. Hopefully, I can get that ready. If not, I apologize. Either way, let's get in today. Either way, we're here for a creepypasta story time. What the heck? By Mr. Creepypasta Jr. I think. I don't know. I will. If I got that wrong, then I apologize. But I will leave the link down below to his video, which should have his right name right there. So yeah, and it's called Halloween 1992. So, and just to let you know, I did dedication to the readers, and also to the person who created it. Dedication to them. I just want to hear the voice, and also I'm sorry that sometimes I don't talk over them, and it sounds like I'm plagiarizing, but I'm not. I just want to hear the story, and I just don't want to interrupt it. It's just I'm so used to not interrupting. So let's get started. Right now, 3, 2, 1. Let's see what this is in store. I like the cinematic now. I like the cinematic. Ah, there it is. There's the name. Go away, ad.
When I was 12 years old, I was gearing up for an awesome Halloween out with my friends. At the time, it was still relatively safe for kids to go combing neighborhoods in search of candy and treats.
Ooh, I like the sound here.
Supervision. Times have been certainly changed now, but after this incident, I'm not sure I'd ever want my kids out alone at night, especially on Halloween.
Alright, let's see what happens. Ooh.
Cedar Mill Road was long and scattered with a lot of houses. It was an area that was kind of known to be spooky, mainly because there was a lot of old houses at the end which had lots of swirling ghost stories. Now, I had heard many childhood whispers and legends. It was an apple orchard years ago, and the slaves had been brutally murdered. The original owner had hung himself at the top of the staircase. There were so many stories, but all the town's kids were enamored by the house.
I wouldn't enter, though.
We would ride bikes by the house in hopes of catching a glimpse into its history. We were all certain that it was filled with all sorts of paranormal delights. After trick-or-treating for several hours and almost reaching the end of Cedar Mill Road, a friend suggested that we go knock on the door of the house to see if anyone answered. We knew an old woman lived there by the last name of Murphy. No one ever saw her much. She had inherited the property and had lived there for probably 50 years. It was a big house, especially for one person. I always thought that it had been lonely. Be unmarried, no children, and living in such a big old rundown house. My dad called it decayed gentry.
Me either.
I had no idea what that meant. The driveway winded up through the orchard, which lay sprawled out in front of the house, and no one tended to the apples anymore, so most of them lay rotting on the ground, which by October was more of a rotting stench than an apple fragrance. "Hey, you go ring the bell," Jessica told me. I shrugged. "I'm not going by myself." "Take Olivia with you," she said. Olivia shook her head. I don't think so. It's getting late. I need to go home." Jessica grabbed her hand. "We'll all go together."
No.
"It smells bad," Olivia said. "I don't want to go up there." I agreed. "Yeah, the apples stink. If any old woman lives here, she might already be in bed. She probably doesn't want trick-or-treaters." "She doesn't even have a front porch light on," Olivia said. "Universal signs for leave me alone." "You guys are such chickens. Come on, it's Halloween. Let's just go do this, and then we'll go to school on Monday and tell everyone what happened. We'll be the coolest kids in class." Much to my dismay, we were being led further up the dark gravel driveway to the dilapidated mansion at the top of the hill. Olivia had some neon glow stick bracelets, which was the only light that we were able to see with, because it was pitch black and we didn't have any flashlights. It had been a fairly cloudy night, although it was almost a full moon. We had only glimpses of moonlight the entire night. None of us thought ahead to bring any sources of light. We were reaching the top of the hill where the house was positioned. I got a chill.
Here we go.
Shaking. I didn't know if it was the temperature outside or the fact that I was frightened, but my teeth were slightly chattering. The three of us approached the house and climbed onto the porch. Jessica pushed me forward. "Ring the doorbell," she was whispering. I don't want to ring the bell," I said. She pushed me again. "Just do it!" I stepped forward. My eyes had begun to adjust to the darkness, and I could see the door in front of me with elaborate stained glass. Although my hand was shaking, I reached for the bell. I pressed it. Immediately, Jessica and Olivia started giggling and screaming. They took off running, leaving me standing on the porch. I heard a noise from inside the house. I darted off the porch. I tripped over my costume and fell face first into the grass. My pumpkin-shaped bucket filled with candy spilled onto the ground, but I was too scared to bother with it. I threw the bucket down, trying to see my way to the drive, but it was dark. I could hear the girls giggling in the distance somewhere ahead of me. "Those bitches," I murmured.
Hey, you got two girls around you.
My feet hit the gravel on the road. My heart was pounding. Why was I so scared? I was on the road now and away from the house. I was in a safe place. The old woman was probably in bed. She hadn't even opened the front door. I told myself not to be afraid. I was fine now. We were just being dumb kids. I had slowed from a sprint. I was breathing heavily but slowly down to a walk. I could make out headlights down the Cedar Mill, so I knew that I was not far from the road. Those girls would be waiting down there at the end for me. I'd give them a piece of my mind. "Shit," I said in a low voice. "Stupid girls." And all of a sudden, out of nowhere, two hands grabbed at my chest from behind. Something was pulling me. I let out a scream. Something had me. I could hear it snarling and hissing as it pulled me. I tried fighting it off. It was dragging me over into the side of the driveway. I could see the outline of an apple tree in the moonlight. I could smell the rotting stench. I was 12, but I was fighting as hard as I could. I was screaming and yelling, "Help me!" I tried to hit the arms off of me. I was combative as possible. Whoever had me was not letting go. I felt sharp nails digging into my chest while it was pulling me towards the apple trees. "Who are you? Let me go!" The clouds must be moving away from the moon, because for a moment, again, the moonlight was shining down, illuminating the orchard around me, and that's when I caught a glimpse. What had its arms around me was an old hag, a woman, but she was old and looked half dead. She had flesh that looked like it was rotting away from her face. She was still gurgling and snarling. I managed to twist myself loose, and the second I did, I felt her sharp nails on my back. But I took off running.
Just F everything, you just go.
I ran through the orchard, dodging trees. I felt the disintegrating apples squishing and oozing under my feet. At one point, I slipped and fell into a pile of the mush. I finally made my way to the gravel and didn't stop until I was at the main road. Of course, my asshole friends were posted up waiting for me, but the minute they saw me bolting, they did not laugh. I was in shock. Somehow we managed to get to a neighbor's house when the person called my parents to come pick me up. My friends explained what had happened and how they'd left me at the house. I had scratch marks on both my chest and my back from the incident. My parents decided that we needed to call the police to make a report, and the police thought that it was probably just a Halloween prank, because it was probably just some teenagers trying to scare me. We ended up getting a huge lecture from the cop and our parents. The next day was a Sunday. I was still really terrified about what had happened, and was adamant that it was not just some teenage kid messing with us. I kept telling my parents over and over that it was someone else. parents finally told me that it was enough and over with, and we didn't need to rehash it.
Just let it be.
By early evening, I was settled into being a bit calmer about that whole thing when the phone rang. My dad answered, and after a few minutes of "yes, I see," and "I understand," he came into the den where I was piling up, watching some television. My mom was sitting in her chair reading a book. She looked up at my dad, who was kind of pale. "What is it, George?" she asked. He looked at us both, and astonishment, he said. "That was Deputy Richards from last night. He went over to do a welfare check on Miss Murphy after they couldn't reach her last night for questioning. Turns out Miss Murphy was dead inside her house the whole time. Apparently the coroner said he estimates roughly that she probably died back in August. He said they still have no signs of anyone else being in the house last night. The house wasn't broken into or anything. The only thing they found outside was your bucket of candy, which was all over the ground, just like you said." "Didn't you say it was an old woman who grabbed you?"
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Now that is... Woo! Bravo, Mr. Creepypasta. That sent chills down my body. I like the readers when they're all commenting, but I also like the readers who basically put some little bit of oomph in it, not just a calm noise, and also just they're usually calm, but this oh my gosh, it just sent some chills. I'm looking behind me. I don't know why. Also, what's even more is that he said the full moon. We got the harvest moon coming out on Halloween, people, so be careful out there. But either way, it's only 8 minutes long, but even still. Yeah, go do everything here. Here's the screen. Mr. Creepypasta. Congratulations. I love how... Heck, he's one of the other YouTubers I actually listen to as well. Also, go to all his sites right here. I'll leave the link to this video down below. But, I need to calm down. So the old lady's like freaking gone right now. Hey, the only good thing is that boy had like 2 friends that are girls. Hey, I don't know. Try to calm myself, but like I said, and I'm sorry I wasn't talking through as much. Like I said, I don't want to talk through these videos because I want you guys to hear it as well. And by the end, I was like so engrossed. I had my hands in front of my face, and I was just freaking watching it as much as possible. And hearing as much. Oh my goodness! I swear, these people who recreate us, I absolutely love. They just send the chills down your spine, and I know I'm padding this ending, but I just have to tell you how much. Yeah, but whatever. That's about it for today's video. I need to calm down. But I hope you like it. Let me know down in the comments if you enjoyed it as well. Let me know down below if you also like creepypastas and also have a favorite creepypasta reader that you like, or if you just like creepypastas in general. Now, and also subscribe to join my Dark Army, and also I will leave the link to Mr. Creepypasta's video down below so you guys can hear it yourself without me talking, and also look up all his videos as well, and also the other videos that I watched on here. And also press the bell next to subscribe button to be notified, because YouTube channel doesn't even bother, so just come to my channel every once in a while. And also share the video, because creepypastas need to get a lot more credit than they're used to. And also, this will be on Twitter, which I also have a Twitter page. I know I'm phoning it in, but I gotta let everybody know down below. I gotta let everybody know. And that's about it. And I got nothing else. So be careful out there, especially on Halloween. Careful, guys, because on Halloween nights, who knows what will happen. Alright, right now, my dog me is dismissed.